Hi, I'm Fran and I'm part of the worship leading team here at Oakwood Church, and this is my thought for the day. Well, this August bank holiday weekend, I should be camped in a field with some of you, listening to amazing bands in glorious sunshine, watching theatre in the rain, engaging in critical debate in cramped marquees, and taking communion with thousands of others in a big top. However, like many of our adventures, our Greenbelt weekend was a summer adventure that was not going to be. Now, George and I have been going to Greenbelt for years, ever since we were teenagers, and then as a couple, and during pregnancy, and carrying babies in slings and little Wellington boots, and over other years where the children have become far more independent. And Greenbelt Festival has given us great joy. We have made and met friends there. We've enjoyed volunteering. We've enjoyed being dragged to alternative raves. And we've been encouraged to do things like take our sabbatical trip with USPG. But it's also given us opportunity to challenge our status quo and to reconnect with the issues globally and those closer to home that we think are important. But all was not lost, because Greenbelt Festival launched an online version which they entitled Wild at Home, which we have embraced. On Saturday evening, we enjoyed sitting on the patio, albeit rather cold, with our Greenbelt plastic glasses in hand, watching and listening to music and comedy. We then, on Sunday, this time from the warmth of our lounge, took part not in a giant communion service, but in a giant festival picnic. And again, despite being scattered across the country, I have found that my August bank holiday weekend is a time when I have been reminded of the need to engage and wrestle with tricky theology, when I need to be challenged about my status quo. And this year's particular challenge came from the reflection that was brought by a woman called Becky during the festival picnic. Now, Becky is a non-verbal quadriplegic Christian preacher, and she speaks entirely using an eye gaze device. And her reflection was on the story from Luke 14 of the wedding banquet. And Jesus tells of the master sending his servants out once the guests were not coming, to send his servants out to invite everyone, the poor people on the street, the homeless, anyone that they could find. And the challenge that she gave to us was that this was not plan B for God. So for God to invite his broken world to be part of his kingdom was not plan B. And that God always intended to invite us. We are the intended guests for that wedding banquet. However, beyond Becky's actual words and the reflection that she brought, what it made me think about and what it challenged me to think about is how often we don't allow certain people to have a voice within our church, but also within our community. And I thought, my goodness, who are we to decide what voices we should listen to or how God should speak to our church? Now, I've no answers about how to make that possible and how to really ensure that everyone's voices are heard in our church and in our community. But I am challenged to try and wrestle with it. But for now, I would encourage you to watch the festival picnic. You can click on the YouTube link I'm going to post underneath this. Enjoy the singing and hear the prophetic words from Becky. And then perhaps you might even consider coming and pitching your tent with us in Greenbelt next year. We'd love to see you there. For now, take care and God bless.